Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Table Rock Sports tonight. The Cascade Christian Challengers at home against Trinity Lutheran, a team that, to be quite honest with you, if I were to go back about 21 hours ago, I would say that I did not know that they even existed. But here they are, a 1A school from Bend. Played some of the same teams that the Challengers have seen so far this year, and in both cases, Trinity Lutheran, a winner of close games against Hosanna Triad. They had the chance to play them a little bit earlier. Also, I'm trying to think of the other team. I think like Days Creek.
Yep.
And in both those games, the Saints won the game, but they were by closer margins than what the Challengers had. But yeah, it's the Challengers, who are set to play Cresswell tonight, one of the better, more competitive teams in the Oregon 3A ranks. They ended up having to bow out of tonight's contest because of a COVID-19 case. And so very quickly and skillfully, the Challengers managed to line up another date. And so tonight it's going to be the Challengers versus Trinity Lutheran. Challengers come in with a record of 3-0 tonight and come in fresh off a 51-19 victory against Hosanna Christian last night, a game in which Morgan Luss scored 19 points to lead the Challengers, and Austin Maurer, the freshman sensation, a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. So a lot of exciting stuff to tell you about. We're glad to be bringing high school basketball your way on Table Rock Sports. What we'll do right now is we'll take a quick timeout and recognize some of those that helped make it possible. Then we'll be back with more after this timeout.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
At My Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion. We're moments away from game time as the Challengers get set to take on the Saints of Trinity Lutheran. Again, just thinking about it, I think we're getting quite a lesson in geography as it comes to the state of Oregon in terms of learning where different schools are located, maybe discovering maybe a few that we had no idea that existed. I want to remind you that sports league and activities are for the entire family are coming your way for the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. It's time to sign up now for summer fun. Go to playmedford.com where you'll find the Coach Pistoli softball camp, July 12th through 14th. That's led by the SOU National Championship coach and players. You also find junior golf lessons and USTA youth tennis programs, along with all the other favorites. Visit PlayMetford.com to register today. Jim McCoy here tonight, along with Mark McLemore and Diego Jimenez. And we're looking forward to bringing you more high school basketball, something was really kind of in doubt when the school year started, but here we are. It's an unusual time of year, and it seems like the pavilion's a little warmer than we're used to, or more warm than we desire. But Mark, coming off the game last night, I think if you're a Challengers fan, you have to love the defense we're seeing so far. So far, the most that any opponent has managed against the Challengers is 20.
Yeah.
Not in a half, but a game.
Yeah, the Challengers, defensively, the Challengers stack up typically with anybody in the state. As a matter of fact, the last few years in a row, the Challengers have led the 3A in scoring, holding teams to fewest points in 3A, I guess is the way I should put that. And, this year has been no different so far. And Challengers sort of pride themselves on defense because you can keep yourselves in games, even no matter how well or how poorly you're shooting, if you play great defense. And that's what the Challengers have done so far this year, and that's what they did last year to get themselves all the way to a second-place finish at the state tournament.
Well, then from the offensive standpoint, it's not like they were at an unhealthy level. They've put up 64 points in their first game, 58 against Days Creek on Saturday, and then 51 last night. Those aren't bad point totals, but to your point last night, 37%. The Challengers want to do better than that, but when you've got the defense doing its job, all you have to do is be a little bit better than your opponent, but 37% compared to 12%.
12%. Yeah.
That's you can win games at that clip.
Yes, you can, and that's what the Challengers did last night, and they do a great job of just making every shot difficult, every shot challenged, and not giving anyone easy buckets. And I'm sure we're going to see some more of that defense tonight. But yeah, so far the Challenger defense has looked very good, and the guy who gets it all started for him is Cody Reese out front, putting pressure on the ball. You do not like to play point guard against Cody because Cody is on you the entire game.
Well, and it doesn't end there. When you have a wing player like Levi Marinkas who has 5 blocks in a game, I mean, this is something that the Challengers have not had in a few years. That between Austin Maurer and then the fact that Levi can get it jumping out of the gym. Haven't even talked about Matt McFeeters and his size. He'll be available to play tonight. And then you look at some other players, Morgan Laws. He may not be the fastest guy in the world, but he's got good size, and he knows how to use it.
Well, and that's the thing this year with the Challengers. This is the first year in a while that the Challengers actually have had some size. You probably remember in recent past where, you got guys. Well, we got one of them on this team this year, Braden Coppage, playing a little bit of center defense on past teams, and Nathan Spurlock at 5'10" being the tallest guy on the floor. This year that's not the case. When you look at these guys, there's a bit more size available on the Challenger roster this year. You're starting with 6'10" Austin Maurer and 6'3" Matt McFeeters, and it really helps to have that size.
Well, we're just moments away from the tip-off for tonight's game. I see Russell Brown across the way. So it would lead me to believe that we will probably have some pregame festivities tonight, and that, of course, gives us an opportunity to get some of our sponsorship recognition in before we get going. I also want to remind you, for those of you who are fans of Challenger girls basketball, tomorrow night we'll be bringing you the Challenger girls versus Brookings Harbor. Now, Mark's going to be away for that game, so joining me in the booth tomorrow night will be Ryan Sample, the Cascade Christian product himself, and then also also JV football coach for the program. So I'm looking forward to having him there and having him be a part of the broadcast tomorrow night. So again, we're grateful to be bringing you this way, and I'm glad that you can join us tonight. Look forward to another fun ball game. This Challengers team is a fun one to watch, and tonight should be no different. It will be the Cascade Christian Challengers at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, playing host to the Trinity Lutheran Lions. They're out of the Bend area. A Class 1A school comes in with a record of 2-1, having beat Days Creek 47-45. Hosanna Triad 72-64. Then a loss last weekend against Madras 42-49. Well, it looks like they're going to go ahead and jump right into the game, Mark, once again. So We'll take a look here. The starters for the Challengers. Levi Marinkus is number 2. They're in the home whites. And he'll be joined in the lineup by Morgan Law, number 35. Number 34 is Austin Maurer. Number 4 is Braden Coppage. And Cody Reese is the point man, number 1. The Trinity Lutheran Lions, we have Nico Utu, who's getting ready to do the inbound, wearing number 44. Number 34 is Scooty Gilbert. He takes the inbound pass. Number 3 is Colin Pearson. Taking the ball here on the near side wing is Leighton Valentine. Valentine passes on the near side over for Gilbert. A little move to the hoop, shot off target. Maurer with the rebound. He'll outlet to Reese. So up the floor he goes. Morgan Law with it, and he was a real spark for the Challengers, especially early in the game last night against Hosanna Triad. Entry pass to Maurer. Maurer misses the shot, gets his own rebound, and he puts it back in.
Yeah, good job of Austin staying with that one after he missed the initial look to get the putback.
So the Challengers out to a 2-0 lead. Going the other way is Scooty Gilbert. U2 represents what little size that Trinity has at 6'5". They're going to try to pass inside, broken up by Maurer. He'll outlet for Reese. The Saints with good transition defense, making a move along the baseline as Law. He'll kick it out for Marinkus. Nothing but twine.
Yeah, nice start for Levi after kind of struggling from the three-point line last night. He knocks down his first one there.
Yeah, I tried to make it a point not to go too hard on him when I saw him in the hallway today, but give him quick credit for his work defensively last night. But I'm sure that feels good after going, I think, about 1 for 9 last night.
Yeah, that's got to feel a little better to get your first one to go.
U2 giving it up for Gilbert. He'll lose the ball out of bounds. And taking care of the inbound for the Challengers will be Morgan Law.
So far that defense showing up for the Challengers is 3 turnovers to start the game for Levi, or for Trinity Lutheran, excuse me.
Cody Reese with the basketball from downtown. It is Law. His shot, no good. Long rebound. Marinkus using his hops. Almost got it, but Saints come away with it. But now Marinkus using that leaping ability to take it away. Law quickly up the floor. There's Braden Coppage underneath the basket. Open look for Maurer. It's good.
And again, Maurer couldn't get that to go last night either, but it gets his first one to go. And a quick timeout by Trinity Lutheran.
Timeout called on the floor. We'll take one as well. Challengers, 8-0 lead, as you can see on your John L. Scott scoreboard. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
If you're a coach or plan to be a coach, what kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guys! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
The Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon at 950 Royal Avenue in Medford hope you are enjoying today's game. They have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn how Dr. Brian Mitchell and his team can help your vision needs. So the Challengers out to a quick 8-0 start. And certainly, Mark, if there hasn't been a lot of time together, they're certainly not showing it.
Yeah, and now they're switching defenses on Trinity as well, going to that 1-3-1.
Passing it across the horn it goes. And firing from downtown and counting the shot is Scooty Gilbert to make it a 5-point game.
Yeah, and I think the Challengers, we'll see how long they stay in that 1-3-1. And Cody travels with the ball. But we'll see how long they stay in that 1-3-1 because most of these 1A schools, one of the things they do know how to do is play against the 1-3-1 because a lot of the teams in that league play that defense.
Well, and it seems like that defense is a boom or bust for the Challengers.
Yeah, but they like to play it as a mix-up because it is a good mix-up, not to play just straight man all the time.
Colin Pearson with the basketball, then fires it over for Salem Liebner. And then a shot. I didn't see who made that mark.
Scooty Gilbert again from the corner, same spot.
So now it is a 2-point game. And what's the stopping play?
And a hand check foul against whoever's guarding Cody. I think that's Valentine. First foul against Trinity Lutheran.
McFeeder's getting ready to check into the ball game for the Challengers. Law with it, just left at the top of the key. And he's looking inside for Maurer. Maurer's going to make his move. And this is just where you can kind of see as he matures, as he starts to make that move, as he gets stronger, he'll be able to get more powerfully, and they're not going to be able to get their hands on it like they are now.
And that's true. But the other thing he's got to do is, I don't know if you noticed, but 2 guys doubled down on him. There were 3 men on him, so he's got to look for the open 3-point shooter when he gets doubled like that.
Taking the inbound, Matt McFeeders, who just got into the ball game. They say it was last touched by the Saints of Trinity Lutheran. Law with the inbound underneath the Challenger basket to McFeeders. Across the horn he goes to Reese, who finds Maurer inside. He lays it up and in.
Maurer off to a nice start tonight after struggled a little bit last night shooting the basketball. Doing better so far tonight.
Well, he was doing a lot of perimeter stuff last night, and the nice thing is he's getting looks inside against the Saints.
Back to the man-to-man for the Challengers. Not surprising they didn't stay in that 1-3-1 very long after Scooty made a couple of threes against them.
Gilbert now with the basketball against Reese. Dishes off for Valentine. Cross it goes, and shot way off target by Colin Pearson. It'll go out of bounds. Challengers up by 4. Get the basketball back.
And it's a media timeout.
So with 3:57 to go in the first, John L. Scott scoreboard, 10-6 Challengers. Stick around. We've got more coming up on Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Returning to action here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, the Challengers out front by 4 at 10-6. And the Saints with the basketball. Again, that lineup for you. Number 13 is Sion Liebner. Number 3 is Colin Pearson. It is Nico Utu wearing number 44. And then number 5 is Leighton Valentine. Challengers with the ball on the near baseline. McFeeders. Around the horn it goes. Law looks inside for McFeeders. They'll dump it in for Maurer. Maurer is thinking dunk, and he couldn't quite get it up over the rim. It is Saint basketball. Driving hard to the hole and losing control of it is Valentine. Law with the basketball. Quickly up the floor he goes. Gets it to McFeeders, and he dragged the pivot foot.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but that's what he got called for. Let's put it that way. We had a couple of interesting calls in the first game as well. Like that, where guys didn't have control of the ball and they got called for a travel, which, you know, of course you can't do. If you don't have control of the ball, you can't travel. But anyway.
A little hard to do. 3:13 left to go in the opening quarter. In and out shot for Gilbert, who had a couple of shots from distance early in the ball game. Matter of fact, he's accounted for all 6 points for Trinity. steal there by Liebner. He's quickly up the floor. Marinkus hounding him. They're going to have to go ahead and pull up and take their time now. Braden Coppage getting ready to turn back into the ball game for the Challengers over at the scorer's table. Valentine looking, and they're getting a hand on it as Marinkus. Now to Reese. Reese quickly up the floor, and he's going to feed it to McFeeters. 2.
Matt McFeeters with being in the right spot at the right time and a good feed by Cody.
Challengers now up by 6 with 2:27 left to go in the first. Liebner with the basketball. Gilbert, he'll shoot it with impunity. That is his 3rd triple of the ball game.
Yep, and you can tell who they're trying to get the ball to.
Law with the basketball. Skip pass over to Marinkus. Around it goes. Law gets a look, and he drains it.
Yeah, nice shot by Morgan as well there. And you can see both teams can shoot the 3, obviously.
And it's probably one of the best three-point shooting teams that the Challengers have had since the days of Joel McLemore.
Yeah, since those teams.
Quickly up the floor goes Morgan Law. Law on the drive, finds Marinkus. And he lays it up and in.
And you can see the Challengers doing some work in transition and getting some easy looks by really getting that ball up the court.
Liebner out of U2. Around the horn it goes. Down in the short corner is Valentine. Valentine to U2. He'll make a move. Dishes back out to Liebner. His shot off to the left, no good. Maurer with the rebound. Quickly up the floor it goes to Marinkus. Ball looked like here last touched by, well, it looked like it was last touched by the Saints, but
it's going to be a Challenger
stripes
turnover.
say differently. So with the Challengers up by 8, they go back to the defensive end. Into the ball game is Bo Fowler, 5'9" wing. Gilbert out of backcourt. He's accounted for all 9 of the Saints' points thus far in the ball game. He'll go ahead and pull up and shoot.
And they're going to call a hand check foul against Morgan Law, it looks like.
And now inbounding will be Liebner, just in front of us, guarded by Levi Marinkus. 52 seconds left to go in the quarter. Taking the inbound is Gilbert. Gilbert going to drive, dishes over, and shooting from the corner. Shot rolls around and off, but U2 making a move to the hoop, and Maurer is there, and we have a whistle underneath the Saints basket. That's going to go against Maurer. 2 team fouls apiece for the Challengers and Saints. Nico U2, 6'5" senior at the free throw line. Lefty shooter, that one's short. He'll get another look.
And one thing that a lot of these smaller schools aren't used to is this Challenger longer floor. You don't, if you play basketball, most of the time you're not playing on this length of a floor. This is a college-sized floor that the Challengers have. So some of these smaller schools not used to playing on that longer floor, and you can see a little bit of fatigue happen with them. But we'll see how this goes along as we go.
Maurer jumper a little bit long. Liebner comes out of backcourt. He being hounded by Marinkus. Over in the corner it goes. Now up on the wing side to Gilbert. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. They're going to try to get that last shot. U2 starting to make a move against the shorter Coppage. He'll make a move to the hoop. And as
Braden will get called for the foul.
Coppage bodies with them, there'll be a whistle foul called and an inbound with 2.8 seconds. Inbounding will be Gilbert. No, actually, that is Fowler is in the ball game. Gilbert does take the inbound, however. Got time running out, and he's going to get a shot off, and it's just a little bit short. After 1 quarter of play, it's the Cascade Christian Challengers 17, and the Trinity Lutheran Saints 10. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
So, Mark, you were cooking the books during the break, and quite a first quarter, quite a tale of the first frame between the Challengers and the Saints.
Challengers shoot 7 for 11 in the first quarter to just 3 for 11 for the Saints. As Morgan Law misses the 3, but Austin right there to put it back in.
Well, he's going to be a matchup headache no matter where they play throughout the season. A steal by the Challengers. Coppage outletting for Marinkus. Levi between the circles, and he'll get it for Law. He finds Maurer in the high post. His shot rolls around and down. Soft touch there by Austin Maurer.
He's got 11 already.
And his output last night, 12 for the game.
Yeah, and he's got 11 with just a minute here into the second quarter.
Gilbert with the basketball. He has 9 of the 10 points that the Saints have scored. A near steal by the Challengers.
And they're going to call a kicked ball, which I'm not sure I saw. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. That's all I have to say about that.
Thanks, Forrest.
Mom always said they did things that didn't make much sense.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, shot right there, shooting from the corner was Colin Pearson. We have a foul on the play underneath against the Challengers. And the rate we're going, Mark, this could be one of those games where the Challengers' depth might get tested a little bit if we keep the rate of these foul calls up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So taking the inbound, U2, but he's right there.
Austin Maurer with the block.
Out of backcourt, Cody Reese. Over to Coppage. Skip pass over to Law. Now swings the skip pass to Marinkus. Nothing but net.
8 points for Marinkus, too, so far.
So he's already exceeded his output of 7 for last night. And he had to do a lot of shooting to get there.
And the Challengers doing a good job of making shots.
And knocking it down is Liebner.
First person other than Gilbert to score points for Trinity.
Law with the basketball, free throw line, little spin move inside, nice.
5 points for Morgan Law.
Well, that's the thing about the Challengers. It's kind of pick your poison this year. They've got all kinds of guys out there that can score. U2 on the high left wing, works it, free throw line for Pearson. Pearson trying to look inside for Gilbert. Gilbert being hounded by Reese. He gets position on him. And though Maurer rejects that basketball, it looks like from here that the call will go against Cody Reese with a little body on the Saints Gilbert.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that is the tough part for Cody is Gilbert is, got some size on him.
Got some meat on his bones.
Yes, he does. And pretty strong kid.
Coming into the ball game is McFeeters. Marinkus will take a breather.
Makes the first free throw.
26-14. And the second one misses. Maurer is there as he runs it down, gets it to Law. Challenger lead is 12 with 5:21 left to go in the first half of play. Reese with the basketball, directing traffic. Or for Coppage, he finds McFeeters at the free throw line. You can see that he wanted to do a little lead pass there for Maurer, but a little off target. Some good defense there by the Saints. Almost tipping it away is McFeeters, but Liebner manages to track it down. U2 with the basketball. He'll make his move. His shot a little bit short. Coppage with the rebound. Braden out of backcourt to Reese. He'll make his move. Goes quickly to the hole. His shot is good.
Yeah, Cody Reese, if you don't keep track of him, he's going to get to the rim, and he does that time. Nice drive. Good finish, too. Good finish.
I think with the perimeter shooting this team has this year, that really allows Cody to focus on what he does best, and that is getting to the rack.
And the Challengers back in that 1-3-1 again, trying to see if they can just to mix the defense up again.
Inbounding will be Leighton Valentine. Over for Pearson. Gets it out high to Liebner. Valentine starts to make a move, has a little bit of problems with control of the basketball. He has it for Gilbert. Gilbert against Maurer, and he manages to get it to go.
It's 11 now for Gilbert of their 16.
McFeeters, he's going to try one from long range, and he knocks it down. 31-16, Challengers with their largest lead of the ball game. Up high. They get a Liebner. Liebner gets in the corner for Gilbert. Gilbert going to drive hard to the hole, and his shot no good. Maurer rebounds. Up the floor goes to Law. Law to Coppage. He'll spin around. He's going to try to make a move, and he does a good job, really, of drawing contact. And
getting himself to the free throw line.
I mean, he's not the kind of guy that you would necessarily look and say, well, this guy is going to score points for us. And reality, that's not his primary focus. But he is a guy that who has value offensively. There's a timeout called. We will do the same. Stick around. We've got more coming your way on Table Rock Sports.
By Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, 31-16, Challenger lead with 3:27 left to go in the first half of play. Challengers pretty well in control of this ball game from the outset.
Well, and they're shooting a phenomenal percentage here in the first half, and that's why they got the big lead. 7 for 11 after the first quarter, and I haven't got the halftime stats, but they're still making probably 70% of their shots so far in this game. So a nice job by Cascade Christian shooting the basketball.
Well, they're not just chippies either.
No, they're from all over the place, which is encouraging to see because they kind of struggled from different areas of the floor last night, but tonight knocking down the shots.
At the free throw line, Braden Coppage. He gets the first. And now he'll get a second. Senior, just 5'9", but really essentially plays a forward position.
Yeah, plays a lot bigger than 5'9".
Yes, he does. And he's 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and now Challengers knock the ball away. Maurer with it, bounce pass up the floor to McFeeters, gets it back for Coppage. Coppage is feeling good, and he lays it up and in.
Nice take that time by Coppage, and good job of getting to the rim and finishing.
2 trips down the floor, and 4 points for Braden Coppage here in the last couple of trips down. with the basketball. Colin Pearson. Pearson will kick it back out to Luke Melandon, who's in the ball game. Gilbert going to the hole. His shot no good. Maurer there with the rebound, and he's got a truckload of those tonight. Cobbage had a little trouble with the pass. Quickly up the floor. Melandon to Gilbert. Gilbert goes hard to the hole. His shot no good. We have a whistle and a foul called against the Challengers.
I think that one's going to go on Maurer. It's his second, as far as I can tell from, unfortunately, where they're not showing us on the scoreboard, but I think that's his second.
16 foul for the Challengers. That'll send Gilbert to the line. First free throw attempt is good. And Gilbert with more than the lion's share of the points this evening for Trinity Lutheran as Daniel Naring checks into the ball game.
He's got 13 so far. Make it 14.
35-18 your score. Well, it'll make totaling stats on their side easy to do. Reese with the basketball. Directing traffic. Reese looking to make a move. You can see he was clearing it out.
Yeah, they were clearing it out for him that time.
Says, I got this guy. He can't guard me.
Yeah, nice drive by Cody. Gets to the free throw line. Challengers 2 for 2 so far from the free throw line.
First attempt, just over the front rim and down. 36-18 the score. So the Challengers continue to get it done offensively this evening. Cody Reese 2 for 2 on the trip. Challenger lead is 19 with 2:11 left to go in the half. Liebner, cross court it goes. Melandon to Pearson. Find Gilbert. He's got a nice look from the baseline, but he can't get it to go. Rebound by Naring. Daniel now to Cody Reese. Reese again looking to go to the hole, but has his shot rejected. And Liebner trying to get something done there, and we have a whistle against the Saints. Reese will come out of the ball game. Law is in. Coppage comes out. And
Peyton Maurer is in.
So he'll see his first action of the night. He played in the JV game, right?
Yes, he did. Very well, as I might add.
Law with the basketball as McFeeters goes tumbling to the floor. We have a foul called against Trinity Lutheran. I believe they're going to call that one against you two. Inbound to McFeeters. Law's going to drive, kicks it out for Maurer. Maurer has an open look. His shot a little off target, but Law's there with the offensive board. Now McFeeters dumps it off for Naring. Naring goes hard to the hole, and he scores.
Yeah, Danny, you get the ball to him on that block down there. He knows what to do with it. Nice job by Danny coming in off the bench and getting a bucket.
6'1", 240. You're not going to move him around too easily. Meanwhile, going the other way, it's Gilbert.
Coach is not going to be happy about that. That's one of those things against the 1-3-1 you can't do is give up that backside lay-in.
Law with the basketball, makes a move, lays it up with the left hand. 1:02 left to go in the half. Timeout called on the floor. John L. Scott's scoreboard shows the Challengers 41 and the Saints 20. We'll be back
full timeout
after this timeout.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. 1:02 left to go in the half. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, and or business needs. Locally owned, family-run Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. Utu takes it into forecourt. From the top of the key, going to try to make a move against Naring. Encounters a double team from Naring and McFeeters. And from here, kind of looks like his Achilles might be hurting him a little bit.
I think he might have got kneed in the knee, if you've ever had that done.
That's not one place I would like it.
Yeah, that's not a fun thing.
No.
McFeeters, I think, picks up the foul there.
I am more prone to do that, bumping it against the desk or something like that.
Exactly. Even that's no fun.
No.
Nico misses the first free throw. He's got one more.
43-20, believe it or not, that's the most anybody scored against the Challengers so far this year.
And that's in a half, so.
Yeah. Not that, well, I'm sure that there will be some things they can discuss to improve, but it's really a little hard to complain when you're up by 22. Long with the basketball, top of the key, swings it for McFeeters. He's going to drive, go hard to the hole. He catches the bottom of the rim on his move, but we have a foul called against the Lions.
And I think that one's on Gilbert.
The Challengers with 17 fouls in the half, 6 for the Saints. First free throw attempt, rattles out. Score remains the same for McFeeters, who came off the bench this evening.
He's got 5 points so far.
He'll get another one. And he gets that one to go. 44-21 with 26 seconds left to go in the half. Walking it out of backcourt. Gilbert. Now they get it back from Linden. He'll fire from the free throw line. His shot off to the left, no good. Offensive rebound, little turnaround by Pearson. He can't get that to go. Rebound by Naring. Naring up the floor, he goes to Laws. Morgan looking inside, but it's taken away by Gilbert. But he ends up stepping over the line as he tries to save it. It'll go out, and now checking into the ball game will be Bo Fowler along with Austin Maurer as Naring comes out. Also coming out of the ball game after a quick appearance is Cannon Anderson. Kind of snuck in on us.
And you can see Coach putting the starters back in for a special play, it looks like here.
Inbounding is Reese. They'll get it to Law. He'll fire from three. His shot a little bit long, and that will end the first half of play. Challengers looking good in this one. It's 44-21 at the half. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be back with your halftime report here on Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion. It is halftime. Table Rock Sports says thank you to over the 100 new YouTube subscribers this spring. It helps us keep the games coming. Go to youtube.com, search for Table Rock Sports, and click on the red subscribe button if you would like to join the team. And we sure appreciate it. Also, want to remind you that it is our sponsors who make this live high school athletic action available for you. That includes our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Also, thanks to Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, our presenting sponsor with 7 locations to serve you. Okay, Mark, how are we looking on the stat sheet for the half?
Ready to go.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So the Challengers, we knew they shot a great percentage in that first half just from watching the game, but 16 for 26, 62% for Cascade Christian shooting the basketball in the first half. And that's one of the best first half performances I can remember on games that we've done, Jim. 62%. You can't beat that for a high school basketball team. On the flip side, Trinity Lutheran just 6 for 22, just 27% in the first half. So the Challengers doing a great job of, shooting the basketball, something we didn't really see last night, and they've really done a nice job here in this basketball game. Turnovers, Cascade Christian has 7, Trinity Lutheran with 6, so pretty even on the turnover battle so far. Scoring for Cascade Christian, Cody Reese has 4, Levi Marankus with 8, Braden Coppridge has 4, McFeeters has 5, Morgan Law has 7, and Austin Maurer doing most of the damage. He's got 13 points in the first half. So, and Danny Nearing with has 2. So a nice job by the Challengers, just really shooting the basketball well, taking advantage of the open looks they've gotten, and some transition opportunities too as well. And really, this is the best half I've seen them play so far this year, Jim.
Well, I tell you what, they're in. It may be early in the season. This may only be their 4th game, but they're in mid-season form.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if they can be better than this, look out.
Yeah, and Trinity scoring in that first half, just 3 guys in the scoring column. Liebner had 3. Gilbert, Scooty Gilbert, who took most of the shots for them, he had 16 points in the first half, and Nico Udu had 2. So that was the scoring for them. And you can see they want to get Gilbert the basketball, and he's a very good shooter. I mean, he, Challengers doing a good job against him, but he was 5 for 12 in that first half. And so he took 12 of their 22 shots.
Well, and I think that, we see about kind of a similar deal of what we saw with Micah Young last night for Hosanna Triad. I think the difficulty for these teams, they got one, and I think this is par for the course at the 1A level. You figure smaller, you're talking generally schools that are right around 100 students or less, and usually you can find one guy who can play really well, and then maybe a couple supporting cast players, and maybe not much depth beyond that. You get to a slightly bigger school, such as Cascade Christian, with 200 students, and you can see that they've got more weapons to work with. I mean, you can try to slow Mauer down if you like. That's not going to be an easy task to begin with, but then you have a lot to contend with. Marinka's doing a good job. Then there's McFeeters,
Cody Reese. Yeah.
They just go on down the line. It's really pick your poison.
Well, and it's one of those deals where for the challengers, where you like it because there might be a guy having an off night, but when you have 5 or 6 other guys that can score the basketball as well, one guy having an off night is not going to kill your chances of winning a basketball game. And so that's one of the great things that we see with Cascade Christian, and we've talked about that with the defense, that they've always had that defense, and usually they've had the 1 or 2 scorers, but this year I do think they've got 3 or 4 guys that can really light it up on any night. Well, we saw Morgan Law already last game have 19. Austin's got 13 in the first half here, and that McFeeters can light it up as well. So they got at least 3 guys that are pretty capable of putting a 20 spot on you in any one given night. So that's some power that they haven't had the last couple of years.
Well, as I look at the Challengers' upcoming schedule, now tomorrow night's going to be a big test against Brookings Harbor. Maybe I'll give you an opportunity just to address that real quick first. I think that'll be really the first real big test that they'll have of the season. Then they're coming up on Monday, on Memorial Day. The Challengers will be taking on Sandy Am Christian, arguably the best 3A program in the state. Except for maybe some guys that we're watching tonight.
Well, yeah. It's going to be a good test for them the next 2 games. Certainly the Brookings game will be, as the Challengers haven't won a basketball game over in Brookings since they joined the league, the recent new league for the Challengers. And so they haven't won a game over there since that league has been established. What was that, 3 years ago, I think?
Yeah.
And so it's their turn, I hope, to get over there and win a game. But that Brookings team will be good. I mean, they just got done, as you mentioned, I think, to me the other day, winning, the baseball playoff. Mm-hmm. So they've got some athletes and some kids that are quite capable of playing basketball as well, as we've seen in the past.
And 2 more things. They're going to be a physical team, probably by far the most physical team the Challengers have seen yet.
Yes.
And I say that without having had the benefit of seeing the Lancers or Days Creek.
No, there's no question that team will be physical, and especially over there.
Well, then that's my other point.
The other thing that happens over there on the coast is that you get different officials than you do in the rest of the areas, and you get different ones up in the Roseburg area too. But over there they have more of a let them play attitude, as we've seen when we've gone over there before. So it'll be interesting to see. The Challengers will have to step up their physicality for sure, like you mentioned, in order to play with them. But, like I said, they've got the weapons to do it. It's just, are they ready to go over there for that test? And it's a long bus ride, too. I mean, that's one of those, 3-hour bus rides that, you got to be ready to play when you get off the bus over there.
If anybody can help me find out a surefire cure for those long bus rides to get everybody kind of in a mental frame of mind, I'd love to hear it, because it's especially with kids ranging in age from 15 to 18 years old.
Well, I think it does help that you play a JV game in front of it, if you know what I mean, because you get to kind of see what's going on with the gym and all that kind of stuff before you play the varsity game. It's tough for me with the JVers, I can tell you that, to get them going after a bus ride, because you get right off the bus and right into the gym and you got to play a game.
Right. Hey, want to let you know about some other Table Rock sports action going on tonight. Grants Pass will be visiting Crater. That game is going to be going on at 6:45. Boys action. Also wrestling. South Medford at Grants Pass. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Then 6:45, one of the premier programs in the state, Crater, against North Medford. That's going to be at 6:45. We also have girls basketball going on right now. Klamath Union versus Phoenix. Boys basketball, same 2 opponents. They'll be squaring off at 7. And then, of course, we've got the game here between the Challengers and the Lions. Before we go to break, today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip. That begins with My Circle K. We'll take, we're going to go ahead and get right back into the second half action. Challengers leading in this one, 44-21. As Mark mentioned, 62% shooting, just unbelievable. I don't know. That's got to be right up there for about any game I've called.
Yeah,
and that's covering about 13 seasons now.
Yeah, it's for a challenger team. That's a great half. Let's hope they can keep it up in the second.
Out of backcourt, Gilbert. He's the guy you got to keep your eye on for Trinity Lutheran. You two going to make a move against Maurer. Tries to get him jumping in the air. Ball rattles out. Coppage with the rebound, outletting for Reese. He's going to try to make things move. Gets over for Maurer. He has no hesitation to shoot the three, and that shot, good look, but he couldn't get it to stick. We have a whistle, foul called against Cascade Christian.
I'm not sure who that was on. And Austin Maurer, I think, picks up his third foul, is what I just saw Coach say. He had 3 fouls, so important that Austin stays out of foul trouble here in the second half.
Out of backcourt, Valentine. Up top it goes to you two. Swing it around the horn. Goes in the high post to Pearson. Pearson fires from the corner of the free throw line. His shot short, and Law is there with the carom. Law. Marinkus. He's got 11 in the game. Levi Marinkus, and that'll go ahead, and they're going to call a quick timeout here. 7:06 left to go in the third quarter of play.
And Trinity apparently not liking that quick three by Marinkus, and I think they must have had a little discussion about that at halftime, as he's been the one so far knocking down those threes. He hasn't missed a shot so far.
Well, contrast that to last night, and you kind of get the feeling that he's going to be, and sometimes that is not unusual for a perimeter player, that they'll go in streaks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's looking good here tonight, I'll tell you that. And then on top of what, the nice thing is he's not one-dimensional, but he is a kid, but with his quickness and his leaping ability, they'll give you a guy who can play some defense too.
Absolutely. And you'll see him guard Gilbert when Cody's out of the game.
7:06 left to go in the third. Marinkus getting the Challengers started here in the second half with his three-point field goal. Up the floor it goes. Valentine in front of the Saints bench. Liebner, quick pass. He was looking in the direction of Gilbert on the baseline, but it goes out of bounds. So a turnover, which there really wasn't a ton of them between the two teams in the first half.
Nope. Both teams did a decent job of taking care of the basketball in that first half.
Reese over to Law, feeds it down to Coppage. Coppage.
Wow.
Gilbert thought he had a block.
And, well, it was a pretty darn clean block. I mean, and you could see it from here if you were looking at the tape, or at the video, I should say. Looked like a clean block, and yet the foul was called.
Scooty would agree with you. But Coppage, nonetheless, happy to come up there and try to add to his point total. He gets the Boston bounce. And
he'll take it.
I believe that's 5 in the game for Braden.
Yeah, it is.
Make that 6. Braden Coppage. 49-21. I think he was one of those seniors that I don't know that it was a given that he was going to play basketball this year, but I think right now he's glad he did. Going the other way, making a move to the hoop is Colin Pearson. 49-23.
And that wasn't a carry, but a carry was called, and so the Challengers with a turnover. That's a hesitation dribble, and I don't get that. There's been some mystery calls in this game for sure, and not just against the Challengers, as we said on that last block.
Making a move is Gilbert to the hoop. His shot no good. They're going to say there was a reason for it. I believe they're going to call that one against Cody Reese's. Matt McFeeters gets ready to check into the ball game. First free throw attempt by Gilbert. He finds the range. It's 49-24.
He's 4 for 5 from the line so far, as well as those 3s and 2s that he's made already in this one.
Second attempt, that one's good. List him at 6'1". I'll bet you, Mark, he probably goes a good 210, 215.
Yeah, I would say so.
Pretty well put together player. Doesn't really look the part of a basketball player, or looks more like a power forward, but he does a nice job there. Challengers come up empty on that trip down the floor. Pearson with it, up the floor to U2, now to Valentine. He'll pass left wing for Liebner. See U2's trying to get open. Try to find some action inside. But the Challengers have done a great job throughout the season of really sealing off the interior.
Yeah, that's what their defense is designed to do.
U2, the post man, misses the shot. Challengers with it. Maurer with a look from downtown. His shot a little bit long. Law challenging Pearson. And Colin Pearson will take it out of backcourt. Valentine, Gilbert. He'll fire from 3. That shot just a little bit short. Long rebound comes out to Liebner. Look what I found. Swing the pass around the horn. They'll fire it inside for Valentine. He lays it up and in.
Too easy. That Challenger defense getting sliced up there for the last couple of plays, and Trinity making a little bit of a run back at the Challengers here.
49-27. Meanwhile, on the other side, Maurer trying to work on the putback attempt.
And he's going to pick up his 4th foul.
So Maurer will go to the bench. And Daniel Naring will check into the ball game. Challengers lead is 22 here, with 4:36 left to go in the third. So in the ball game for the Challengers, Peyton Maurer wearing number 10, along with Morgan Law, Levi Marinkas, Matt McFeeters, Daniel Naring. Liebner picked up by Levi Marinkas. Up to U2. Fowler to Gilbert. His runner. He gets the bounce. And he gets his team up to 29. Law now to McFeeters. He's at the free throw line. And he has it stripped away defensively. Now here's Valentine making a move to the hoop, but it is Marinkas with getting a hand on it. It'll go out of bounds, however. It'll remain Saints ball. Colin Pearson checking into the ball game. Now Fowler will come out. And a timeout called. 4:03 left to go in the third. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on Table Rock Sports.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon at 950 Royal Avenue in Medford. Hope you are enjoying today's game. They have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn how Dr. Brian Mitchell and his team can help your vision needs. Meanwhile, it does not take 20/20 vision to see that the Challengers are clearly in the driver's seat in this ball game, but nonetheless, Brian Morrison Company will continue to fine-tune the team, as I'm sure, as we've seen here in the third quarter, that the offense is looking a little shaky in a couple of spots, and then what's more, defensively, that, they've gotten some looks you'd rather they not have.
And Gilbert knocks down another one of those, and this game is getting a little bit closer here. The Challengers haven't scored for a while has really been the problem.
Meanwhile, making a move to the hoop, McFeeters. Whistle and a foul underneath the basket. And that's going to go against you two. And that'll send McFeeters to the free throw line. 6'2" senior, one of the star receivers for the Challengers during football season, and also a very fine defensive back in his own right.
And it looks like there's some discussion about whether or not there's a media timeout.
Things prior to this year we never had to think much about.
No, and they're trying to discuss whether or not they get a media timeout right now because they are under 4 minutes. And I think because the Challengers took that full timeout just a minute ago, that the media timeout has been negated somehow. But anyway, back to the game. McFeeters misses the first free throw, and the Challengers haven't scored here for quite some time.
A little bit of a dry spell for Cascade Christian. McFeeters will see if he can't help address that a little bit.
Gets the second one.
Gets the Challengers now up to the 50-point mark here on your John L. Scott scoreboard. 3:36 to go in the third. And now McFeeters defensively ties up Valentine. On the alternating possession, the Challengers get the ball. So while there may be a lapse here and there, generally you can see the Challengers very active defensively, making plays, nearing with the basketball to Marinkas. Now Laws will fire from downtown. He buries it.
And that's what the Challengers needed, a nice pick-me-up from Morgan Law.
He can do that so well. I tell you what, this team's going to be a pleasure to watch throughout the year. And a near steal by Matt McFeeters. Also there defensively for Cascade Christian, Levi Marinkas.
McFeeters picking up his second, I believe, if I'm keeping track of these right. It's kind of hard to tell when we're not getting him posted over by the scoreboard.
So Law and Marinkas will come out of the ball game. Cody Reese and Austin and Peyton Maurer into the ball game. And I'm sorry to say that's probably not the last time I'm going to get those two names mixed up. Going hard to the hole and scoring is Liebner.
He's got 5 points now for Trinity.
Ken Anderson getting ready to check into the ball game. Bounce pass to Coppage. Swings it to McFeeters. His mid-range jumper is good. And I think that's been one of the things that surprised me, Mark, is actually McFeeters. I think of him as a slash and power kind of guy, but he's got some range.
He does.
Driving the baseline is Pearson. That ends up going off the side of the backboard. And
I think it's going to be Trinity ball. I think they messed up the direction of when he pointed in the wrong direction.
Inbounding to Gilbert. Gilbert lays it up and in. Nice little power play there by Scooty Gilbert. Takes a guy with some muscle to convert it there against his challenger opponent. Cannon Anderson into the ball game. Cross-court pass to McFeeters. McFeeters starts a drive. And we have a whistle and a foul called, much to the chagrin of Scooty Gilbert, for the Saints. That is their third team foul of the second half. And we have a timeout called on the floor. John L. Scott scoreboard, 55-35 Challengers with the lead. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, Challengers up by 20. I tell you what, with these smaller crowds, there are moments in these games where you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, you got that right.
Coppage looking for a man, moves to his left, gets it for Reese. McFeeters. Reese with the basketball. Reese starting to make a move to the hoop, kicks it back out for McFeeters. On the baseline, Coppage. Coppage is going to make a move to the hoop. His shot no good, but McFeeters is there to take it away, and he has it swatted away by Valentine. Valentine quickly on the break, going 1-on-3, goes hard to the hole. His shot no good. A whistle and a foul against Cascade Christian.
I don't know about that one. It looked like he had pretty good position and kind of got ran over.
I would be inclined to agree.
Valentine at the free throw line.
But you know, they didn't ask me for my opinion, and unfortunately, Valentine unable to get anything out of that one. Anderson will come out of the game. Levi Marinkus, the senior transfer from North Medford, back into the ball game, along with Morgan Law, the senior transfer from Grants Pass. Second attempt short. Reese with the rebound. He'll take it out of backcourt. And he's going to turn on the accelerator, kicks in the afterburners, but has a block from behind by U2. And now Cody will take care of the inbound for the Challengers. Okay.
Where is that coming from? I have no idea. Call an offensive foul on Coppage.
I don't get it.
No. There's been some mystery calls, as we've said. Good thing it isn't a close game.
Yes. And Gilbert.
Gilbert just keeps scoring, doesn't he?
He's been lighting it up all night long. And now it's an 18-point ball game, 55-37. Reese, Marinkus.
He's got 21 so far, Gilbert does.
Law, little spinning jumper, that's good.
That's what the Challengers needed, something to break up the scoring streak there by Trinity Lutheran.
Little answer there, puts the Challengers back up by 20. Pearson from downtown, his shot no good. Law and Gilbert fight for the basketball. And they say Scooty touched it last. Well, that's a basketball name for you right there. Or maybe more like a baseball player, Scooty Gilbert.
Yeah, there you go.
Looks like he should be playing second base for the 1960s era Cincinnati Reds or something. 20-point game, 11 points, 11 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Reese, and he'll get whistled for the double dribble.
And it's not a double dribble if you don't have control of the basketball. When someone knocks it away from you and you get it back, that's not a double dribble. I mean, this is consistently bad refereeing right there.
At the end of the quarter, Gilbert, his shot comes up short, and after three, It is Cascade Christian 57. The Trinity Lutheran Saints 37. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip begins at My Circle K. Challengers up by 20 in this one. Most of the damage done by Scooty Gilbert, who's put on quite a show for the Trinity Lutheran faithful that might be watching down along the way.
Yeah, he's got 26 now.
And he's picked up by Cody Reese. Well, he's got that physicality and athleticism. He's definitely a handful. You two with the basketball. And he needs a little bit of help, and he gets it in the form of Pearson. Pearson making a move along the baseline. His shot just a little off target. Marinkus with a rebound. Levi up the floor, and now Reese take his time. And then he finds a backdoor cutting Marinkus. He was just in kind of a funky spot there, and I believe that's his first miss of the night.
It is.
Meanwhile, going the other way, the Saints looking to make a move, and they're going to call Law for the foul. And for the Challengers, that's their 7th team foul. And that will send Colin Pearson to the free throw line. Pearson, 6'2" sophomore. Free throw attempt. First one is good.
He'll get a second. That's a 1-on-1 here for them.
Good looking player. He hasn't had a lot of looks this evening. But you can see he'll be a guy that will be a real key for Coach Kyle Gilbert down the road. Reese out of backcourt. And ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Saints. As a matter of fact, the Saint roster, you look at it, in terms of seniors, they got 1, 2, 3. So it's a relatively young roster. Gilbert, he'll be around for another year.
Only a junior.
Reese with the inbound, bounce pass to Coppage. He has a look, his shot in and out, gets his own rebound. He'll try it again. He can't get that to go, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cascade.
Seems like there's a little bit of a lid over the basket in this half after the Challengers shot it so well in the first.
Well, there's one thing for sure. You're up over 60. Sustaining that for an entire game is not easily done. Valentine with the basketball. It's over for Gilbert. Gilbert going to make a move against Reese. And
Cody's going to pick up a foul. It's at least, I have him for 3. It's at least 3 on Cody.
And that'll send Gilbert to the free throw line.
1-and-1.
I'll have a little conversation with Challengers assistant Ryan McLemore. Challenger lead now, 17. With 6:29 left to go. The Challengers, definitely have slowed up the pace here in the second half. I think some of that is Maurer limited with foul trouble. And in other cases, yeah, they just had some shots that just wouldn't go for him. Law, he's going to make a move to the hoop. And we have a whistle called against Trinity Lutheran.
That's on Pearson.
McFeeters will get ready to check into the ball game.
Well, and there's been a lot of fouls called in the second half, too, as you can see from the board. 8 to 4. 12 fouls in the second half, so slowed the game down a little bit as well.
Law with the basketball. He's going to go ahead and pull up and shoot that one off the back iron. Long rebound comes out to Pearson. Pearson lets the traffic clear. Gets it for Gilbert. Gilbert. You can see he's sensing some urgency. It's like, well, maybe we might be able to work our way back into this if I keep it up.
And again, no foul, but a foul is called as Scooty makes a bucket.
Now, are they going to allow the basket? They are. So now an opportunity for a three-point play for Gilbert. And he converts, so now the lead's down to 13 for Cascade. Brian Moore says, okay, we're going to need to have a little discussion about this.
And that's 31 now for Gilbert.
What a night he's had. Right now, the Challengers lead in this one by 13. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Way to ride would be just to get on the bus and go. RVTD helps me to be independent. The bus goes everywhere I need to go. I've become pretty good friends with even some of the drivers. They really care about the passengers. I have to use the power wheelchair, which makes it convenient to have to ride the bus because they have the ramps that go down so you can get on and off really easy. I feel very safe. And now more than ever, RVTD is a very important part of this community. I don't know where I'd be without it.
It is our sponsors who make this live high school athletic action available for you, including our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Also, thanks to Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, our presenting sponsor with 7 locations to serve you. 57-44, and Mark, this is getting a little close for comfort.
Well, it's a 6-0 run to start the fourth quarter for Trinity Lutheran, and the Challengers, they just need a bucket here. Just need to figure out a way to get a bucket.
Well, and there's several ways that they can get that with the group of players they have on the floor. That's the good news. I mean, any one of those 5 on the floor can get points for you.
And, basketball's a game of momentum. A little bit of the momentum going toward Trinity Lutheran, I think, in general in this second half. Challengers shot it so well in the first half, and they really haven't done quite as well here in the second half.
Cody Reese to the rack for 2. That'll put the Challengers up by 15, and that's just what the doctor ordered. Gilbert going the other way for Trinity Lutheran. Passes up top for U2. Passes over for Valentine. And it's broken up by McFeeters. Ball's loose on the floor. Reese is going to grab it. He'll go hard to the hole, and his layup no good. But a nice defensive hustle play there and then almost a near steal by Austin Maurer. And this is the kind of havoc this Challenger defense can create. U2 to Valentine. He'll move to his left, going to go hard to the hole. Marinkas is there to challenge it, misses the shot, and there's McFeeters. Good defense by the Challengers.
See if they can run something here and get it going.
Reese, nice feed to Maurer. 2.
And that's the first bucket in the second half for Maurer. He's been in foul trouble and hasn't really had an opportunity to get a bucket, but a great pass that time across the lane by Cody Reese for an easy bucket.
Yeah, Marinkas will come out of the ball game, but Cody Reese has been a spark plug here the last couple of possessions.
Absolutely.
17-point ball game. Maurer. He converts the three-point play. Challengers now back up 18. Talk about ebbs and flows.
Absolutely.
Start to see a swing in the Challengers' way. Gilbert with a basketball. And he gets a screen from Pearson. But Reese isn't going to let him go. He has to pick up his dribble. Now for Valentine. Valentine goes hard to the hole. His shot short, no good. And Maurer, it's almost not fair at his size. Well, you can just grab it out of the air and you can't do a thing about it. Law with the basketball. He's going to drive hard to the hole. Feeds it inside to Maurer. And now the Challengers are up by 20.
And that little run that the Trinity had finally responded to by the Challengers here in the second half.
Gilbert, now you two going to drive, and nice little move to the hoop by Nico. McFeeters now over on the right elbow, swings it around. Up top it goes for Coppage. Maurer, he'll shoot the three, and that one's just a little bit long. Ball tapped back out to Reese. Reese, now Coppage is going to go to the hole, and Coppage doing what he does best and just mixes it up there in the middle. And
yeah, does a nice job of helping McFeeters with a nice tip that time as well to keep that play alive.
And we have a timeout called with 3:42 to go. Your John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Challengers up by 18. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
As you can see from the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Challengers, who saw the Saints draw within 15, they have somewhat regained control of affairs here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, done a nice job of the last couple of possessions of getting the ball to the people they want to get it to in positions they can score, and made a few buckets. And Braden Coppage and doing his work now earns a spot at the free throw line.
Braden led the team in scoring on Saturday against Days Creek with 11 points and 7 rebounds. Coppage, first free throw attempt is good. Challengers now up by 19 with 3:42 left to go. Second attempt a little bit off to the left, but the Challengers at 65 points. This is their highest output of the young season. This is the fourth game of the year for Cascade Christian. Gilbert with the basketball, going to move on Laws. Finds an opening, gets the look, can't get the shot to go. Naring with the rebound. Marinkas up the floor to Law. Now Coppage has a look from three. That one just a little bit short, and U2 with a rebound. Nico U2 being guarded by Matt McFeeters. He'll feed it over in the short corner to Liebner. Liebner has been very quiet in the second half. Now Liebner guarded by Coppage. Trying to find a place to go.
And timeout by Trinity Lutheran.
2:52 left to go in the ball game. Sports leagues and activities for the entire family are coming your way from the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. It's time to sign up now for summer fun. Go to playmedford.com where you'll find the Coach Pistoli softball camp July 12th through 14th, led by the SOU National Champion coach and players. You'll also find junior golf lessons and USTA youth tennis programs, along with all your other favorites. Visit playmedford.com to register today. Be sure to visit TableRockSports.net tomorrow night. The Challenger girls will be bringing you the action as they play host to Brookings Harbor. They played last night against Douglas on the road. Game effort, Caitlin Willard with 13 points in the ball game. Melanie Snowden adding 10 points for Cascade. But, winning on the road is tough, and it's especially kind of a tough deal when that senior leadership for that Challengers team has just been out for a week now.
Yeah, it's hard to get things going when it's when you're late to the party, so to speak.
Yeah, and of course the Challenger girls basketball season, team, Caitlin Willard, Liz White coming off a successful softball season for the Challengers. They also got some track athletes on the team, Lainey Pearson being among them, and so they've got, so it's trying to come up to speed quickly. Taking the inbound is Valentine. Now to Gilbert. Gilbert spins, goes to the hole. His shot short, no good. There, a shot blocked by Marinkus as Pearson tries to make his move. Valentine back to you two. And Marinkus with the steal. Marinkus out of backcourt, going to go hard to the hole. He lays it up and in.
Levi doing a stellar job on the defensive end tonight. Really fitting in with the Challenger defensive operation.
Valentine, cross-court pass to Liebner. U2 on the left wing. Cannon Anderson on the game. And again, we're seeing that, what you've said he's always famous for. The kid only knows one speed, and that's flat out.
Yep. He's going to get called for a block. Just a step slow on that one. Thought the other one was a charge, but that they called a block. That one, he looked like a block. He was just a half a step slow, getting to the spot.
Marinkus, the lone starter left in the ball game at this juncture. With Anderson along with Naring, McFeeters, Peyton Maurer, and Daniel Naring, and Dylan Westlake making his first appearance of the night. And it'll be fun to watch him play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boundless energy. I can tell you, with him having played, and he was goalie of the year, he is fearless. Either that or he's crazy. I'm not sure which.
A little of both, probably.
Doesn't hurt. Peyton Maurer with the basketball. Now to Anderson. Marinkus up top. He starts to make a move, goes to his left, kicks it back out for Westlake. Westlake back to Maurer. And now shooting from downtown. Cannon Anderson can't get it to go, but Naring is there with the rebound. Whistle foul called against the Saints.
Nice job by Danny on the boards, and the Challengers are in the 1-on-1, so Danny will get to go to the free throw line.
Naring, free throw off to the left, no good. Rebound by Gilbert. He'll work it out of backcourt. Now to U2. U2 making a move, kicked it back out for Valentine. Valentine pulls up from 17. Nothing but net. $67-49. Not sure where I lost track of a point there along the way, but it is 67-49 according to the scoreboard. Marinkus, his shot just a little bit short. Ball's loose on the floor. Gilbert gets it quickly up the floor for Bo Fowler, who's in the ball game.
And I think we have Dylan in the scorebook with his first foul.
Making his presence felt. Westlake generously listed at 5'7". But I tell you what, you want to talk about a guy that has some leaping ability. He's got it.
He does.
I think for him, just a little bit of growth and a lot of confidence, and I think you got a player on your hands. Fowler, 1 for 2 at the charity stripe. 17-point game. Marinkus, his shot just a little bit short. Ball tapped back to him. Ball's loose, and Peyton Maurer makes a move for it.
And another mystery call. They called a kick on Marinkus. I sure didn't see that one either.
No.
Ball looks like it was just scrambled around on the floor. And remember, if your foot's on the ground and it hits your foot, it's not a kick. Again, sometimes I wonder if the referees understand all the rules.
One must surely wonder. Fowler out of Gilbert. Gilbert going to make his move. Behind the back he goes, and now it's you two going to shoot. Nothing but air. Rebound to Marinkus. Levi out of backcourt. Going to walk it up the floor. Take his time here. 32 seconds left. Levi moving to his left. Now to Westlake. Westlake going to make a move. Dumps it off for Nearing. Nice pass. Nice finish. 69-50. Fowler going to shoot his shot. A little short. There is Pearson for the rebound. And ball comes off for Anderson. Anderson out of backcourt, and that will end the ball game. The Cascade Christian Challengers run their record to 4-0 with a 69-50 victory against Trinity Lutheran.
Yeah, a good test for him today. I thought Trinity Lutheran with a good effort. They came back a couple of times on the Challengers, and the Challengers fended them off and end up with a nice win at the end.
Well, there's no question about it that this is probably, at least at this juncture of this season, that this is the best team that they played. And pretty much it was kind of a one-man gang as far as the scoring goes, but they were managed to make it pretty interesting, make some good runs along the way. A lot of the things that a team needs, you need to get a little testing early on in the season, and that's the way you're going to get better. And the Challengers, no doubt about it tonight, they can look at some things that they did very well, and there might be a few other things where you say, okay, we need to take this thing back to the drawing board and hopefully learn what they need to get ready for tomorrow night's game on the road at Brookings Harbor. We'll take a timeout right now, and when we return, we'll bring you our post-game show, complete with statistics. Stick around. And the final score here on your Donnell Scott scoreboard, the Challengers 69, the Saints 50. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
If you're a coach or plan to be a coach, what kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, we're putting the wraps on tonight's game. The Challengers defeating the Trinity Lutheran Saints by a score of 69-50. Tune in tomorrow for basketball action. As tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, it'll be St. Mary's boys at home against South Umpqua. At the 6A level, it'll be Roseburg visiting North Medford. A 6:45 start for that ball game. And then tune in right here as the Challenger girls will be in action, and we'll get a chance to showcase their team tomorrow as they take on, no doubt, a Brookings Harbor team that will be tough matchup for them. But that game will get underway at 6 o'clock. Ryan Sample and yours truly will be bringing you all the action. Meanwhile, the Challengers here with a 19-point victory. They jumped out brilliant first half in terms of offensive output, shooting nearly 64% in the first quarter, 62% at halftime. I think we'll find by the time it was all said and done that percentage cooled considerably, but still nonetheless the Challengers got that early cushion, put themselves in a position where they didn't have to chase the game, and come away with a nice win.
They did. They ended up shooting 49%, 27 for 55. But remember, 16 for 26 in the first half. So that's 11 for 26 in the second, or 11 for 28 in the second half. So not quite nearly as good as they shot in the second half. Still not terrible, but to end up 49% for the game, you got to be happy with that as a coach. 27 for 55. Trinity Lutheran 16 for 49, just 33%. So the Challenger defense, again, holding them to a reasonable shooting percentage. From the free throw line, the Challengers were 10 for 14. That's 71%. And Trinity Lutheran 14 for 21, 67% for them. And if you look at the Trinity Lutheran scoring, Colin Pearson had 5, Leighton Valentine with 4, Sion Liebner, with 5. Bo Fowler had a point. Nico Utu had 4 points, and leading the way, Scooty Gilbert with 31 on the night for Trinity Lutheran. And of the 50 points, he had 31 of them. So quite a night for him. He did it pretty efficiently, too, as far as his shooting percentage went. Not a bad shooting percentage for him either, as he was 10 for 20. So a good night for him for sure. But the Challengers, did a good job on him early. He came back in the second half and shot better than he did in the first half. But good job overall, I thought, on him defensively. Cody Reese for the Challengers, he had 2 points. Levi Marankis with 13, and he did it very efficiently on 5 for 8 shooting on the night. Braden Coppage had 7, and 5 for 6 from the free throw line for Braden tonight. Good job by him on the line. Matt McFeeters had 9 points very efficiently as well. He was 3 for 5 from the field. Morgan Law had 12 points on 5 for 11 shooting. Austin Maurer had a great night, 18 points for Austin, and he was very good from the field. And unfortunately for him, his biggest problem was he got in foul trouble a little bit in the second half and wasn't able to play all the minutes that you would normally see him play. Daniel Nearing off the bench with 4 points for the Challengers, and as I said, a nice job by them all the way around shooting the basketball tonight. Really enabled them to get this. They got that lead early, and they just kept it most of the game after getting it early in the first half. Turnover battle, Trinity with 11, the Challengers with 10. Pretty even there. A good all-around. I felt like probably the best first half for sure by the Challengers of the season. A little bit rougher in the second half, but still a pretty good game for them all around. And I think you can see the improvement as from game to game here as we're going down the road. And we'll, you mentioned it. We'll find out a lot about where this Challenger team is at tomorrow night over in Brookings.
Well, it seems like it's been a nice build-up to that to this point. That the game that they'll be playing tomorrow night, and then you look at that, and then a few days off, and they'll be taking on Santiam Christian on Monday, which will be another big matchup and holiday matchup at that. That's going to be a lot of fun to take in.
It kind of reminds you of the game they usually play, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, doesn't it?
Right.
Where they would go up to Salem and play a game up there. That matchup sort of reminds me of that game that we usually play on the MLK Day.
Yes, and then, of course, it's one of those unfortunate things that's missing from this year's schedule with the rearrangement of things. But, hey, we're getting basketball in right now, and the Challengers are playing a pretty darn good brand of it.
Absolutely, and it's fun to watch, and the kids are starting to, get more used to playing together. You saw a little bit of that tonight.
Well, that'll wrap up tonight's broadcast, where the Challengers come away with a 69-50 victory against the Trinity Lutheran Saints from the Bend area. glad we could get that game in tonight after Crestwell canceled. I'll remind you again, tomorrow night on Table Rock Sports, the Challenger girls will be in action against Brookings Harbor. And again, that game will be a 6 o'clock tip. So make sure you visit TableRockSports.net. And don't forget, you can take a look at a video of previous games by visiting the YouTube channel. And that's always a fun way to take it in and maybe get a little bit extra review on the game and such. We thank you for joining us tonight. For my partner Mark McLemore, for our cameraman Diego Jimenez, we thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great night, and we look forward to being with you again soon.